Hey, did you ever think you may have been blessed with a sixth sense?
I see dead people.
Was your favorite movie growing up Casper the Friendly Ghost? Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have the rights to Casper? Thankfully, we do have the rights to the legally distinct and very original character Ghoster from the movie Ghoster. Well, congratulations! You might be a spirits bard. But what is a spirits bard? Well, set up the graveyard cookout, wholesale order enough candles for a seance, and binge watch some Long Island Medium.
Because there's like a crap load of spirit here right now. I didn't mean to say it like that, but I don't know who to start with. They're all lined up on the stairs over there.
Because spooky season is still on, baby! Everyone wants to know what happens after we pass on. Whether through religion or reason or just sheer speculation, it's one of those great human mysteries we may never fully be able to understand. But why don't we just ask somebody? You know, somebody dead. Enter the spirits bard. Yes, while other bards use instruments, composition, or prose to inspire the masses, the departed muses have chosen the spirits bard to work as a conduit to the material plane, kinda like the spookiest game of middle school telephone. And while many subclasses claim to be in tune with the great beyond, you're the only one who really spends afternoons chatting it up with your paranormal pals.
Yo.
What's up?
But first, have you ever wanted to MMO on the MMGo? Do you need more of that classic dungeon diving experience but condensed into phone form like the medieval fantasy Honey I Shrunk the Kids? Well, today's sponsor, Dungeon Hunter 6, can cure what ails ya. Dungeon Hunter 6 is a free-to-play mobile MMORPG from the long-running series that's been out since 2015. Choose your class and play as a bounty hunter to slay bosses or have them join your team. It also comes packed with PvP and PvE style gameplay with multiplayer guilds and raids for you to play in. There's not another game out there that will give you that mobile MMO experience quite like Dungeon Hunter 6, and to get all this for just downloading the app is incredible. I chose the Warrior class because I can't help but always play as a walking metal beefcake, and the amount of depth and options that come with the skill tree system with each class is pretty impressive. So make sure to scan the QR code on screen or check out my link in the description to download Dungeon Hunter 6 today. And if you use my link, you can get a special starter kit worth $50. That includes 10 summoning scrolls, the demonic wolf lieutenant, and an accessory pack for your heroes. So pack a broadsword, brush up on your monster lore, and start dungeon diving today. Thanks to Dungeon Hunter 6 for sponsoring the show, and now, back to the video. So you need to share with the world what the ghosts in your noggin are telling you. And try not to sound like somebody who needs to be committed. Well, to do that, you gotta be a bard. Bards get away with being a little off through their natural charisma, but also their bardic inspiration. This lets you use a bonus action to tell a friend that the guy who used to live in this abandoned shack thinks they're really cute, but in a way that somehow doesn't make them immediately run out the door. Your bardic inspiration die starts out as a d6 and can be used on any d20 rolls, giving your allies a little extra spirit when they need some. Bards also get spellcasting to let you channel a little magic through your spooky tunes, but I like to imagine your particular brand of spellcasting is actually played through one of those old Aztec death whistles. At second level, you get Jack of all trades, letting your bard add half their proficiency bonus to all skills they aren't proficient in, but also the Song of Rest to give your team extra hit points when they use their hit die on a short nap. And while songs about the existential dread that comes when thinking about death may be your favorite lullaby, just remember the normies may want to hear something like Mary Had a Little Lamb, you know, something not insane. We also get the option of taking magical inspiration for the healers or magical damage dealers in the party to let them add your bardic inspiration die to either the amount of HP gained or damage dealt, giving spellcasters a little more to do with your inspiration dice. But pack your bags and kiss your mom goodbye, kiddos, because it's third level where we head off to college. And not the fun party and booze type college.
Thanks. I needed that.
More like the downbeat poetry and coffee shop type college.
'Cause life can stop
On a dime.
This lets you channel the spirits for a little otherworldly guidance, which gives you the cantrip Guidance. Well, hey, look at that. With an extended range of 60 feet. So you can always whisper some spooky advice from across the room. But you also pick up a new spiritual focus. That's right, you melancholy maniac. Ditch the soft jazz of the sax and bongo drums for something even more downbeat. Your spiritual focus can be anything from a crystal ball to a fairly fresh human skull, and needs to garner that deeply unnerving energy every time you break it out. But that means you can now use it as a spellcasting focus for bard spells, and any damage or healing spell you cast through the focus gets an additional d6. But the fun doesn't stop there. While you can still use your bardic inspiration the boring way, why not let the dead have a turn? Instead of giving inspiration to an ally, you can now expend one use of your inspiration to be told a tale from beyond from a ghostly entity. However, you never know which tale you might hear, so you roll your d6 bardic inspiration die and that determines which ghostie pays you a visit. Then, after you've heard the tale, you use your action to roll your eyes to the back of your head and scream it into the ears of an ally within 30 feet, letting them gain a nice buff. But there's so many different tales that might come to you, how do you know what they all do? Hello, ladies and skeletons, boys and ghouls, to DJ Pimento Cheese's spooky holiday special. So, pull up a coffin and listen to a song that will make your skin crawl. Tale of the clever beastie makes you wiser if you need be, or it's firing to the cheap seats, clap for the spirit's bard. The tale of renowned duelist, you really are the coolest. More damage with a sword swish, fight with the spirit's bard. Tale of beloved friends, gives you hit points you can lend. You really are a godsend, cause you're the spirit's bard. Tale of the runaway E, what really can I say E? Teleporting with your bay E, don't forget the spirit's bard. The tale of the Avenger, hurts baddies if they injure, protecting your friend Ginger, that's from the spirit's bard. The tale of the traveler, runs circles on the stragglers, don't worry about attackers, and thank the spirit's bard. Okay, I think that's enough of that. Just know you can remember only one of these tales at a time, so if you use your bardic inspiration to re-roll on the table, you'll lose all the ones in your head. And that table only lasts until you finish a short or long rest. Third level lets us become an expert in 2 of our skill proficiencies, so make sure to really lay on the charm, so everyone can ignore the fact that you're sharing gossip with the barbarian's dead grandma. At 5th level, we get the Font of Inspiration, so we regain all bardic inspiration on a short rest instead of a long rest, because it's always best to be the hostie with the most ghosties, but it's also where our bardic inspiration die bumps up to a d8, which means our table gets bigger and... wait. The tale of the beguiler will hurt their head compiler, make 'em sleepy for a whiler, knock 'em dead, spirit's bard. The tale of the phantom, clear skin is what you grant them. You scream your spooky anthem, run from the spirit's bard. No more spooky song. At 6th level, we can host our own spirit session with a number of willing creatures equal to your proficiency bonus. This session lasts for an hour and lets us call upon the ghosts of spellcasters past to temporarily learn a divination or necromancy spell from any class? That's awesome. The level of the spell chosen also equals the number of people who are able to make the seance happen, so make sure to find tons of friends on your adventure because getting 6 people together is going to get you a ton of spell mileage at later levels. But for now, as long as you have at least 3 people in the circle, you can pick up Summon Undead, Clairvoyance, or even Revivify, which are all fantastically spooky. Respect for the dead sure goes a long way when you're a spirit's bard, so pay your dues and make sure to thump any grave robbers you may see on your adventure. We also get Counter Charm that sucks and I hate it and it makes me sad, so moving on! 10th level is where our bard learns some magical secrets, letting them pick up 2 extra spells from any class, and there are so many great choices, but you gotta pick up Danse Macabre. This lets you essentially control 5 corpses at the same time, which of course follow your commands, but you're a bard, and isn't this the perfect opportunity for a skeleton rave? We also get some additional expertise to become even better at being good at stuff, but our bardic inspiration bumps up again to a D10, making sure we tell better campfire stories, but also... oh no. The tale of the brood, you really are a hoot. Kill baddies with a scoot, don't hit the spirit's bard. The tale of the dragon, now don't you be a braggin'. Ignite them if they're nagging, and flame the spirit's bard. Skipping up to 14th level, we get 2 more magical secrets, and Finger of Death is just right there waiting for you. This spell is wild, doing 7d8 plus 30 necrotic damage on a failed con save, and if the target is killed outright by the spell, they turn into a zombie that's permanently under your control. I know this is more of a necromancer thing, but turning alive things dead means more ghosts, and more ghosts means more friends. But we also gain a mystical connection with those supernatural forces, meaning you get to roll twice on the Ghost Stories table and choose which suits you better. And if you roll doubles, you can just ignore the roll entirely and choose your favorite. This of course goes hand in hand with our Bardic Inspiration dice at level 15, which is now capped off at a D12, and of course means... oh god damn it! The tale of the angel will save you if you're mangled, and cure whatever's painful, bless the spirit's bard. The tale of the mindbender puts their noggin in a blender, stuns the old offender, and fear the spirit's bard. 18th level is where we discover our final 2 magical secrets, and while Wish is Wish and amazing and so good I'm not even sure how it's in the game, you could pick up Power Word Kill to just sunder any creature under 100 hit points. How many ghost stories do you think you'd be hearing then? I bet a lot. But our capstone is the 20th level with Superior Inspiration to gain 1 Bardic Inspiration if you roll initiative with none, which sucks. What a bummer ending. Speaking of bummers, does all this talk of death bring the Spirit Bard down? No, it's really what you're best at. And I think what's great about the Spirit's Bard is that it does enough flavor-wise to make it feel distinct, while having its own personality and not just be a musical necromancer. But it does have a few issues. While I don't mind wild magic tables in general, when it comes to the Spirit's Bard, the Tales from Beyond is just a little weird. They're thankfully all buffs, with one being just a straight-up attack, but at the cost of your inspiration die, they just don't keep up strength-wise, especially at higher levels. In my opinion, it would almost be better for every tale to be a different spell instead, letting you give your Spirit's Bard a ton of variety as well as utility. This isn't to say that the Spirit Bard is bad and everything else on the sheet is solid all the way down. I especially like the extra damage and healing you get from your spiritual focus, but I do think the main attraction of the Tales from Beyond table could use some restructuring to make it work a bit better. But if you don't care about any of that and just want a fun, spooky spellcaster for a grimdark campaign, you can't go wrong with the Spirit's Bard. And while I think there's some things it can improve on, it's a very solid option for any party, but especially larger groups. Thankfully though, whenever the dead come calling, the Spirit's Bard is there to answer. So if you've ever been accused of talking to yourself while secretly asking a wandering specter where the nearest bathroom is, can tell a ghost story so captivating it draws in literal ghosts, and are the inspiration behind a staggering number of talking to the dead to solve crimes TV shows that popped up in the mid-2000s, guess what? You might be a Spirit's Bard. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I've been having a lot of fun with the spooky themed subclasses lately, so I hope you have too. New subclasses will be coming up in the poll the day after this drops, so make sure to vote so you don't miss your favorites. But until next time, keep being awesome, and I'll see you very soon.